Stay together. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. All right? Lots of ups, lots of downs in arena football, right? Stay together, and whatever you do, go have fun. Yeah. All right? Winning's fun.
Yeah.
Right, let's remember that. All right? Let's go. Play hard.
Fellas, let's understand the situation now, okay? Impose our will on them tonight, okay? Impose our will on them tonight. Win your matchups. Dominate your opponent. This is a no tap-out game now, 60 minutes. No tap-out game. We're going to impose our will on their ass for 60 minutes. Let's go out there and play Rattler football. Here we go.
Two coaches getting their team fired up for a great matchup. We're going inside. Nice air conditioning. It's hot out in Arizona today. We are inside Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix. AFL on ESPN. The Philadelphia Soul and the Arizona Rattlers, they lead their respective conferences. They would be in the top seeds if the playoffs started today. Keep in mind, seeds 3 through 8 are not determined by conference anymore. Good evening to everyone. All right, Wolf alongside Hall of Famer Sid Bonner. So glad that you're with us. In a moment, we'll be joined by Tina Servacio. Now, in Arena Bowls 25 and 26, Sid, Arizona beats Philly in the Arena Bowls. It seems these two teams are on a collision course to meet again. Do you expect these two teams to be in Arena Bowl 29?
It could very easily happen. These are two of the top organizations in the AFL. Great coaches, great coaching staffs, two of the top quarterbacks in the league. These two teams, as you mentioned, could very well be on a collision course. They both want to be there. They've done all the work. Two great teams.
Let's talk about those two great quarterbacks. Nick Davila for the Arizona Rattlers has been the consensus best quarterback in the league since 2010. 2 seasons ago, he was the AFL MVP. Last year, Dan Rodabaugh wins his first MVP. Nick's got 3 rings. Dan's still looking for his first.
Well, the numbers are awesome with these two guys. Over 52,000 yards, over 1,200 touchdowns. Nick's qualities, he stands in the pocket, he's tough, he manipulates the pocket, he's able to move around, find guys, gives his receivers time. Dan's really great at having unbelievable timing. He runs the offense efficiently, hits his back foot, and the ball comes out. He is a precise passer. Both of these guys execute on a high level. I'm expecting to see a great game tonight on both these guys.
We're really looking forward to this. The Arena Football League, just a moment ago here in Arizona, took time to recognize the victims of the tragedy in Orlando last week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Arena Football League, along with your Arizona Rattlers, ask that you please rise, please remove your hats for a moment of silence and reflection and respect for the people of Orlando. Together we mourn the loss of lives and injuries suffered. Our deepest sympathies go to the victims, their families, and friends. We commend the heroic actions and courage of the first responders, emergency teams, volunteers, and government officials working diligently to overcome the horrible aftermath of the Orlando tragedy. Please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you.
You'll be seeing many different signs of solidarity throughout the Arena Football League all weekend, including these helmet stickers with the letters ORL. Every player will be wearing them throughout the weekend to show their support of the victims of that horrible tragedy in Orlando, home of the Orlando Predators. The Predators will also be wearing all-black uniforms tomorrow on the road in Jacksonville. Their last names will be replaced by #OrlandoUnited. And the Predators, along with all of the professional sports teams in Orlando, are also selling t-shirts emblazoned with that slogan, Orlando United, and the net proceeds will be donated to the One Orlando Fund to support those impacted by the June 12th terror attack. You could buy those t-shirts online at store.orlandosolarbearshockey.com. Ari said.
Thank you, Tina. It has been a very emotional week across America, and sports have had a way through the years following other tragedies of bringing everybody back together, a place to just be together and feel good and be surrounded by your community. And certainly next week when you're in Orlando on Friday night, that will be a very hard and emotional night, but hopefully one that can start to be a process of the healing that needs to be done. Here are the Arena Football rules. Running clock until the last minute of each half. You see the field dimensions. No punting, no outside stunting or twisting. the ball off the rebound net is live, and one wide receiver may be in forward motion prior to the snap. Arizona won the toss. They defer, so they will get the ball at the start of the third quarter. Chris Duval there for Philadelphia is back deep. Alex Zendejas will kick it off, and we are underway in Arizona. Duval plays it cleanly. And Duval breaks one tackle, cuts it across the field. One man to beat, he'll take it for the touchdown. Wow. 54 yards, Chris Duval, sold. Strike first.
You know, you're going to have to wait to see how Dan handles it. I used to hate it when our guy ran the opening kickoff back. You want the points, but you want to get on the field and run some plays, but you're going to see great execution. Dan Buckner on the right side has got to get down, break down, and make a tackle right there. You can't miss that tackle. Once he makes the cutback, guys out of lane, coming down a little casual, not getting it done, cannot make Coach Guy happy. But for Clint Dozell, great start for Philly.
And Chris Duval, I remember we talked about him in week 3, but this is a guy who can make plays. He's a playmaker, fifth-year man who played his college ball in the Big Ten at the University of Illinois. So good start for the Soul.
Absolutely not a surprise. He's averaging over 17 yards per return. Big time return for Philly. First touchdown on the season, but talked about you got to break down if you're Dan Buckner. Break down and make a tackle. Too many guys bunched up in the corner, and I mean he's going in with an escort. That's an easy one right there.
The Arizona bench, curious to see how they react. Let's frame this story. Arizona had never lost to Philadelphia. They'd beaten them 6 straight times. Then Philadelphia in week 7, they get a win, and when we asked head coach Clint Dozell, he said it was the biggest regular season win he's ever been a part of. And that's a big statement from a guy who played 13 years in the league, who's a Hall of Fame quarterback, and is probably going to be a Hall of Fame coach. Kevin Guy and his team, the question is, how do they react now that Philadelphia feels like they have some momentum? They won the last meeting, but this time it's here in Arizona.
That's the key right there. Coming here to try to win in the snake pit is going to be a big task for Philly, but this is a team that is talented enough to do so. They've got the monkey off their back. They feel like they've got everything going for them. That does not help Tommy Freeberg. Freeberg kicking it out of bounds.
Freeberg kicks it out of bounds, which will give Arizona
first down, Arizona.
Better field position, and we will take a look at the AFL's best quarterback, and has been for quite some time, Nick Davila. Two-time MVP, look at those numbers this season, 76 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions.
It's been brilliant. I'll tell you what, he's one of the most professional guys I've ever been around. The way he carries himself, the way he goes about being a leader and being a professional, you truly get the sense that this is extremely important to him, what he's doing out here.
1st and 10. Davila looking downfield, and Chase Deatter can't get to the football. And Davila was hit on the throw, which may have affected where the ball ended up. Deatter seemed to have a hard time to finding it.
Well, you know, he gets tripped up a little bit with James Romaine. It's a double move route. He gets tripped up a little bit on James Romaine. Watch him right here. He's going to look, and now he's going to give a double move, and Romaine kind of steps in front of him. He stumbles, but Nick was under duress. Justin Lawrence, watch, right up on him. Getting walked back by Jordan Mudge, walked into his face. You got to brace up on those double move routes. Give him a little more time.
Rattlers have only allowed 7 sacks this season. And the catch is made. It's a first down. It's Rod Windsor. Rod Windsor, the go-to receiver for this Arizona Rattler team. 14 yards on the play. Windsor this season, 2nd in receptions, 2nd in receiving touchdowns.
Oh, reliable. You know, you go down and give him the arrow route. Starts the crossing route, comes back out. That's hard to cover. You've got that big body like Rod has. You stick it on his shoulder, and you see the precision and the accuracy from Nick Davila there on that throw.
And throughout the night, we'll watch the size of the Arizona receivers against the smaller DBs. Davila, Deatter, touchdown Rattlers.
This has to be a wrinkle. Wrinkle in the offense versus zone. You're going to see Deatter on the outside, and they're playing a zone. He's just going to sit here and force He's going to get here. Watch Nick hold the safety inside, and he sees it just enough space to get it there. And that had to be something that they looked at on film and figured we can get the ball in there. That's a great job of recognition by Nick Davila.
Zendejas, extra point on the way, no good. So he's now 29 of 35 on extra points this season, and the Philadelphia lead is 7-6. But a good drive for the Rattlers. Nick Davila on their first series marches them down the field. Nick Davila throwing his 77th touchdown pass of the season. He is the AFL's active leader in touchdown passes, and Davila's fired up early. We've got a 1-point game in the desert. Welcome back to the AFL on ESPN. A little Friday night football in Arizona. These two teams, many people believe, will end up in Arena Bowl 29. There are other great teams that will certainly have an opportunity to knock them off, but as it stands now, they are the leaders in their respective conferences. And what's so critical is, in the Arena League, the team with the best record will host the Arena Bowl, so this game will be critical for tiebreakers, because Philly already has a win against Arizona. Duval on the return. And this time Arizona up to the task as they bring him down inside the 2-yard line.
It's a different thing. You know, you've got your superstar wide receivers out covering kicks. You don't see that in any other league, but Anthony Amos does a great job of hustling down, beating his block, and maintaining leverage outside. Really good job.
But Dan Rodema had to wait because his team returned the opening kick for a touchdown. You get that anxious film. My partner over here, Sid Bonner, you need that rock.
I need the ball. I'd rather get tackled on the one. let me run some plays.
Quick pass to Darius Reynolds is incomplete, and Reynolds has really emerged as the star for the Soul.
Incomplete forward pass, second down.
Really physical receiver, a guy that after the catch, I tell you what, he looks more like a tailback running with the ball than a receiver. Extremely strong and powerful. Will take a lot of shots, but will continue to run strong with the ball. Last time these two teams played, you had secondary that was decimated by injury for Arizona.
Now they've got, having Jeremy Kellum back in the middle of his second game back could be a big difference tonight. Rodema, the throw. Reynolds wide open, holds on. And Kellum, he got driven back a few yards, but ultimately makes the tackle. And Reynolds has that rare combination of speed, size, strength. He's got it all.
Power. I tell you, you're going to watch. Jeremy hangs on too long. He needs to attack. He's trying to cover up for Arkeith, but that is just a great throw and catch. Another good job of recognition from Dan Rodema. You're not going to throw anything at number 5 that he hasn't seen. He's going to be able to have an answer for the most part.
Quick toss to Richardson, and Richardson will be buried after a gain of a half yard. Richardson, well, he played some fullback earlier in his AFL career, has really emerged with Philadelphia, 14 rushing touchdowns. But this time, Damian Burrell, who's just in his second year with Arizona, Coach Kevin Guy is very pleased with his production.
He's explosive, quick off the ball, athletic, can play multiple positions, and is one of those guys that you really want on the roster because you can utilize him at linebacker, nose, end. He can play all those spots.
Kalina Moku makes the catch and has enough for a Philadelphia first down at the 11-yard line.
That's old school right there. Just take the stack route, middle of the field. It's open. You've got a rather inexperienced jack in the game. Talking about Dan Buckner at the linebacker spot. So you're going to take advantage of the middle of the field and allow your guys to work and move around and make plays in the middle.
After a gain of 11, it's 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Rodabah, the throw, Reynolds, the catch, and the touchdown.
Rodabah's pass complete to Reynolds. 11 yards.
27th receiving touchdown on the season for Darius Reynolds.
This is a great job of settling in the zone. You're going to watch Reynolds come down in motion, and he's going to settle right here. You expect help from this guy, it doesn't come. But there's a zone concept here, and he's going to settle. Jeremy Kellum's a little bit too far off and inside, which leaves a huge window. And I tell you what, Dan doesn't even need that much space to throw the ball. He'll fit it in. Well designed and executed.
Freebert leads the league in scoring by kickers, and the extra point is up, and it is good.
7 minutes, 20 seconds.
Good start for Philadelphia coming into Arizona. Opening kick return for a touchdown. They respond with another. Lead 14-6. I want to miss the finale of OJ Made in America. Saturday at 9 Eastern on ESPN. The film moves past the trial to address OJ's life after the acquittal, including a new arrest and this time a conviction. Part 5 premieres Saturday on ESPN, also streaming live and on demand on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Onside kick early, and the ball batted into the stands. There is a flag down in the area of offsides, and then a second flag comes in. But Arizona did the smart thing, just knocking that ball into the seats.
Let the games begin. It's not an arena football game until somebody onside tries to steal possession.
Head coach Clint Dawzell saw something, an opportunity to maybe steal a possession.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offside, kicking team number 2. Illegal bat, receiving team. That penalty will be enforced where the bat was occurred. First down, Arizona.
Nick Davila on the offense will huddle up. Excellent field position at the 13-yard line. Mo Purify is all the way at the top of the screen. He was a real nemesis for Philadelphia in Arena Bowl 25. Davila with time. Throws a low ball and it's incomplete. Rod Windsor the target. I think Windsor wants it challenged.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
And being a veteran, I doubt Windsor would try to sell Kevin Guy bad information. Well, it looks like his hands are under it.
Both hands are underneath. I don't know. I'd try to take his side with it right here. Hands were underneath. Ball moved in the arm, and Kevin's not going to throw it. Doesn't look like it. Not enough evidence, but because the ball moves, but it never hits the ground.
Never hit the ground. Davila. Theater makes the catch. Gain of 6. It'll set up 3rd and short.
You see the difference in style of play. Nick's not used to throwing those 30 stacks or 3-step drops inside the quick game. Ball's a little bit late. So Romaine right on top of Theater when the ball comes out. But you've got to keep them honest with those kind of plays so they can't just sit back in the goal line and wait for you to come at them.
Dan Rodabah looks on. Arizona very good on 3rd down, converting 57% of the time. That's second best in the AFL. Davila. Theater, touchdown Rattlers.
Great throw and catch. Again, similar route. You run the squirrel. Some people call it squirrel arrow. But Theater goes in motion. You get man-to-man. When Rod Windsor comes through, Theater's going to act like he's going to the cross route on the other side and whip back out. He's got a lot of space to work. Windsor clears it. See him start over and whip it back out. And that's extremely tough. You've got to get help from your jack linebacker on that if you're going to stop that route. You've got to honor the crossing route.
Zendejas has already missed 1 extra point. He converts this extra point. So again, it's a 1-point lead for Philadelphia, 14-13. Nick Davila, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. And both these teams, talk about offensive efficiency, the last 2 weeks, both teams Just 2 missed opportunities in a total of 2 games each. They have been very efficient offensively. Both teams looking good here in the first quarter. Painful memories for the Soul. Back-to-back Arena Bowls, they take on the Rattlers. There's owner Ron Jaworski celebrating, but it was the Rattlers in a tight, hard-fought game. It was a one-score game in the fourth quarter. Ronabon, the Soul, couldn't come up with enough plays, and Arizona wins back-to-back titles. They would win again in 2014, first time ever. 3 consecutive titles, and now let's go to Tina, who's with Nick Davila. Oh, follow that. We'll check that. We'll wait until after the kick. And Clint Dawzell was not the head coach in 2012. 2013, he was the head coach, and that's the only thing missing from his coaching resume.
The championship. I mean, they've been close, and he felt like they've had teams that were good enough to get it done, but Cleveland crushed them the year after, snake bit. 3 straight losses to them. He feels like this team is ready to make that leap.
Duval tackled at the 13-yard line, and as promised, we now send it down to the field to Tina.
All right, Ari, thank you. Nick, 2 touchdowns now to DeAdder. What are you recognizing from the Soul defense?
Well, you know, they're doing a good job of stopping our 2 good receivers in Rod and Mo P, and Chase is doing a great job of getting open.
With this Philadelphia matchup, San Jose was always your big rival. With them out of the league, is there a rivalry building here with the Soul?
Oh, yeah, you know, there's a huge rivalry between us and Philadelphia. You know, we played them a couple times in the Arena Bowl. 2 storied organizations, and it's just fun to be a part of.
Nick, thank you. Ari?
Thank you, Tina. Radaba, first catch of the night from McDaniel goes nowhere. Instead, I want to bring up, you know, Arizona's a team that's always thrived on rivalries. They have a team that they focus on, they measure themselves against. Is Philadelphia, and it goes both ways, are they now the measuring sticks for each other to be the elite team in the AFL?
I think they are. I think you got a young Orlando team, but these 2 franchises have done a lot of great things. Ownership down, both franchises. Philly's won a title. Arizona's won 5 titles. This is the preeminent rivalry right now in this league.
Radaba gets it out quickly, and Reynolds makes the catch and takes off. Darius Reynolds takes it for 6. Touchdown, Soul. Reynolds is going to get penalized. He threw the football. I think he meant to throw it into the board. It's in the end zone, but it actually went up into the first or second row. I think he's going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. But boy, he shows off there that strength, and then you turn on the speed.
The power
Rolling
and
on the field is a touchdown after the play is over. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 7, offense. That penalty will be enforced on the first play after the kickoff. Try for point.
I think he's trying to throw it into the boards, and it kind of gets away from him. That's why quarterbacks throw, receivers run routes. And it ends up being a worse play. Somebody could get banged up over there. I understand the call. However, don't take away from that special play you just made by doing that.
Great play, and frankly, had he missed more to the right, he might have taken out the replay monitor. We could have been in big trouble. No, it would have been tough on the officials to go to the replay monitor. Let's take another look at it as Darius Reynolds shows off his entire skill set right here. He says, I can't just catch it, I can throw it.
That was on the run, too. About 28 and a half yards across the field. That was on the run. A rifle shot.
And he had a big game against Arizona back in week 7. 8 catches, 126 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And here we're in just the first quarter, and he's already got 2 touchdowns.
Listen, it's throw and catch. You've got to tackle. We talked about his power and ability to run after the catch. You see the running sprout, and I think he's sneaky fast. People don't realize how fast he is because he is so strong and powerful. But, man, you've got to wrap this guy up and bring help when you do so.
Well, Kevin Guy has told us many times, and he is not in any way trying to bring down the status of quarterbacks, but he believes that if you've got the best receivers, you really have an advantage. Philadelphia has upgraded their receiving core. Now, when you compare them and Arizona, it used to always be, well, Arizona's clearly got the best receivers. Now there's a bit more of a conversation.
A bit more conversation, and then you take it a step further. You look at both secondaries. Philadelphia's had their entire secondary together. They one of the tops in the league in interceptions. Arizona's had a great secondary over the years. This Philly team is built to win, and they're starting to prove that nowadays.
And believe it.
Right.
Freebird's kick. Anthony Amos keeps the foot in play, so he'll get a chance at the return. And Amos across the 20, solid return. Sunday at 8 Eastern on ABC, it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals back at Oracle Arena with LeBron and the Cavs trying to make history, coming back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals to win the title, while Steph Curry and the Warriors try to avoid a collapse and win back-to-back championships. Our coverage tips off with NBA Countdown at 7:30, and that can be seen streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. If Cleveland does win, it'll be the first time ever a team down 3-1 has come back to win. The other 32 teams failed. It'll be tough. It'll be on the road. It'll be rocking at Oracle Arena, and that is must-see TV on Sunday, Game 7 NBA Finals. Davila, Rod Windsor the catch, and Windsor won't go down easily. And Windsor gets to the 4-yard line, sitting up first and goal. Gain of 15 there for Rod Windsor.
I just don't know if people realize how tough a catch this is. You're running an in break, a sail in route. The ball's low at his knees and he's moving, and you see him just scoop it and continue on. But again, another strong, big guy that's great after the catch.
He's been so good for Kevin Guy. They're from the same hometown. Kevin Guy got reacquainted with him when Rod Windsor was in Western New Mexico. He took him to AF2 for a season, then brought him to the AFL in 2010. In 2010, he had the greatest season ever by a receiver, 193 catches. And Michael Benson cannot get in.
Fumbled that ball over the boards.
Dangerous moment there for the Rattlers. Going back to Rod Windsor, it's just hard to comprehend 193 catches and almost 2,400 yards in his rookie season.
That's insane. It's insane. I remember coming down to watch games, and I'm like, what are these guys doing? He's had like 90 catches at the halfway point, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. But it just shows you the kind of skill set this guy has. When you know he's going to get it, he's still going to find a way to get open and make the tough catch.
Second and goal. Davila looking, flag is down, and the pass is incomplete. It appeared the left defensive end for Philadelphia might have moved a little bit.
We're going to get James Romaine on a hold, first of all, like they ran that arrow route.
Holding, number 25, defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
They ran the same arrow route that you see a lot. All the DBs have been given so much space in the end zone, but watch the adder try to cross, then he's trying to get away, and there's the bear hug. And I mean,
he was actually complaining to the official about the call.
But we see that all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't want to go back to the NBA stuff, but you see that all the time.
First and goal. Davila, they're going to try to push him in. No signal. He does not get in, and there is a flag down on the near side of the field. Now, you are a much bigger, more physical quarterback than Nick Davila. I've often wondered, why would you ever run him in a quarterback sneak? Because you can't have that guy get hurt.
Well, you can't. It's football, though, man. That's not what
illegal
thought
formation.
Process.
Number 2, defense, lined up in the second neutral zone. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
That's Bo Bell, who, great news for Philadelphia that he's back in the lineup. He's a guy who really flourished in his time with the Los Angeles Kiss. Came to Philadelphia 2 seasons ago, and everyone was waiting for him to make an impact, but injuries have kept him off the field.
They have, and the guy plays so hard. That's sometimes a curse. He hasn't been able, but he was extremely excited. Talked to him before the game. Extremely excited to get out here and try to make a difference for his team.
Benson's got 14 rushing touchdowns. Give him 15. Touchdown Rattlers.
Poor James Romaine came off the edge, saw the slant, and tried to get in the backfield, but that is just too much man to try to stop. 6 feet, 275 pounds. You see him come off the edge right here, but he can't get there. And he's got good enough feet. You see the nice little cut inside. Didn't take any contact. Sweet feet for a big man, 275 pounds.
Several fullbacks have been a part of changing the way that position has been played. Amazing. Michael Benson, in just his 6th year, is 5th all-time already in carries.
It's crazy, but it's a coaching staff that's committed to having a full arsenal of offense, and that includes running the ball.
To Arizona again within a single point. Just a missed extra point has kept this from being a tie game. Great first quarter. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with more AFL on ESPN. Euro 2016 continues on ESPN Saturday. 3 matches at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Belgium takes on Ireland. Then at 11:30, it's Iceland-Hungary. And to cap off the day, Cristiano Ronaldo leads Portugal against Austria at 2:30. All matches are streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app.
All the girls watching the game just smiled when you said that guy's name.
Right?
I just call him that guy.
He's got just a few things going for him.
Phenomenal soccer player.
Chris Duval, if you're just joining us, returned the opening kick for a touchdown. A short kick. What will he do this time? Duval up the sideline. And Duval tripped up by the kicker. There is a flag down on the play. But he's got a nice burst.
He's got a great burst, but let's be honest. If you're Zendejas, you've got to get the ball to the net. That's job one. Get the ball to the net.
During the return, holding, number 8, return team. Half the distance to the goal, Philadelphia's ball, first down.
You're going to like these numbers, said Dan Rodaba so far. 5 for 6, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns. 3 of his 5 completions to Darius Reynolds, who has 3 catches for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns. Let's see here.
See if we can get a look at it. Maybe right there. He's trying to pull him back. Right there. You see him trying to get away. You see, once you see that shoulder pad come out of there.
Rodaba, quick hitter, and Reynolds to catch, and he's drilled immediately. KJ Morton. Morton's a rookie from Baylor. 2-time All Big 12. He's played in big games. He's played in BCS bowl games. And if Kevin Guy trusts you to get out there and play as a rookie, he's made an impact already.
Especially in that secondary. You see him close here, believe in what he sees, and that's a good form tackle on a tough guy to get on the ground.
Rodaba set up the screen. It's Adam Smith. And Adam Smith into Arizona territory. That's his 7th catch of the season.
But look at the burst. This is a tight end hot. But the big fella with the burst, 330 pounds, folks. I'm going to set, and then I'm going to release. But watch the burst when he got the ball. He tries to make a cut. That's awesome. Great design. You want to slow down Damian Burrell, Demetrio Tyson, Cliff Dukes. That's how you do it.
Rodaba. McDaniel puts his hands up and just snatches that ball out of the air. That thing was coming. Great catch by McDaniel.
I mean, these are 2 of the best receiving corps in the league. Jacksonville, Orlando both have great receiving corps. But these two teams both have guys up and down the roster. And McDaniel, the sail in from the backside, and look at him just snatch it. I mean, they've got some versatile guys that can do a lot of things at the receiver spot.
Many people believe this could be a preview of Arena Bowl 29. Rodaba. And Reynolds can't come up with it. A little scary there for a moment for the soul because he hit it with his right hand and didn't immediately go to the ground.
I feel like anytime you clutch, you make a pump, or you hold yourself back from throwing it, and then you throw it late, you see it gets tipped right there by Tyreek Glasper.
With how efficient these offenses are, 1 defensive stop, perhaps 2, could win the game.
Absolutely.
I was talking earlier, Philadelphia 17 of 19 on their drives the last 2 weeks. We focus on offensive efficiency. Arizona 21 of 23. Kalina Moku makes the catch. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 4.
See Dan with the nice shot outside. He gets it out quick. You catch KJ Morton leaning inside. He's going to take the completion, and that's the one thing you love about this guy. He wants to take the completion. He's not going to wait for the home run. He wants to get completions and keep the offense running. We're not going to get space here to run a screen to Reynolds. So look for a double move here.
Rodma, McDaniel needs a block. Does he get in? He just waiting and waiting. No officials giving a signal. So it's going to be 4th down.
Talked about not getting enough space to run a screen. Let me take my foot out of my mouth. They run him in flat motion and throw the quick screen, but Jeremy Kellum shuts it down at the goal line. This is a great tackle.
And he was a real viable candidate to be the Defensive Player of the Year last year if it wasn't for Joe Sykes. So 4th and goal. The Soul on 4th down this season have been excellent, converting 60% of the time. It's Richardson, reaches it out, touchdown Soul. Jeremy Richardson, 15th rushing touchdown of the season.
Tell you what, Buckner is there in the backfield, just doesn't get him down. He comes through, but is off balance when he gets there, and that was close, but he got it over the goal line. Buckner playing his first game at Jack, getting a taste of it early on. You've had a tight end release on him, fullback right at you. Big time conversion for Philly.
Freebird just gets it on. That was almost blocked, that extra point. But Freebird perfect on the night, 4 for 4. And the Soul lead is 28-20. So Richardson gets in. What does his head coach Clinton Ozell think about it? Fired up. Welcome back. There is a look at the AFL standings. Philadelphia leads the American Conference. Arizona leads the National Conference. It's very important to note that bottom note in yellow. The conference champs earn the top seed. So if it was right now, Philadelphia would be the 1 seed. Arizona would be the 2. Orlando would be the 3. And they could play a team from the National Conference in the opening round. It has not been the case in the past few years. But this year, after the top 2 seeds, the ones from both sides, everybody else grouped together.
That's why it's so important to finish strong and place yourself for postseason in the right seeding.
Amos across the 15. Amos had a very good rookie season last year in Spokane. 110 catches, 19 yards on the return. One thing Kevin Guy has done a very nice job of is recruiting players who want to come and play for the Rattlers.
And it's got to be the right guys. Guys are going to fit in the locker room. This organization is run the right way. So when you step in the locker room, you have to be professional, number 1. And everybody doesn't fit that mold. He gets the guys that he understands can come in and contribute the right way for the program.
Nick Davila just 2 incompletions so far, 5 of 7 for 58 yards. Going up the field, Deanna wide open. Touchdown Rattlers.
This is going to be a beautiful route here. You're going to come out and think it's a sail route here. Then he turns up the sideline. And you got to have protection to do this. But the adder goes up. He just goes up the sideline. Nick actually takes a shot on the leg and gets hit, which we rarely see. Not in time. The adder, who has been awesome over the last 3 weeks with the big time play.
Extra point is good.
Beautiful setup here from the Arizona Rattlers. I'm going to show the screen and watch. The QB lays it up like he does so well. Chase the outer for 6, and we're rowing the boat.
Tina Servasio back with you in Phoenix with Rattlers head coach Kevin Guy. Kevin, you got something nice going on between Davila and DeAdder. What do you like about it?
Well, these guys like to jump screens and runs, you know, on the first downs and stuff. So we're taking advantage of that right now. DeAdder's running some nice routes, but, you know, right now we're winning the matchup there. So, you know, Rod and Mopia get their time as the game goes on.
Right, Coach. Thank you. Ari said.
Thank you, Tina. What is interesting that Philadelphia thus far has taken Mo Purify out of the game. Doesn't have a catch. Rod Windsor has had a limited contribution, just 2 catches. It's been DeAdder, 4 catches, 3 of them for touchdowns.
Well, they're forcing him to be involved.
Yep.
And when you got a guy, he's a talented guy. You can't just think because he's a number 3 and has been number 4 at times here that he can't go out and make plays.
That's off the iron. That's a free football. Arizona's got it. Touchdown, Rattlers.
One of the unique things about arena football is the iron and the slack nets. Gives you a chance to even some things up. Well, they've struggled hitting the net. Well, finally, I'm going to hit the iron, get a bar ball for my team, and watch Buckner. Oh, hello.
The up man there is so critical in coverage as Kevin Guy celebrates with his team, but somebody for Philadelphia had to go and smother that football. You could not let it bounce and go all the way up in the air, and then it's just open season.
Correct. Then it's a jump ball, basically.
Yes.
You've got to get on top of it once it comes off the bar, but great hustle from Buckner, who has to turn around and go back and do it again.
Yes.
In a matter of 30 seconds here. Good hustle, and that is a huge turnaround play for the Rattlers. But this is so deadly, and we'll show you what Ari's talking about here with the up back. This is the up back, Larico Stevenson. He's got to get there and just trap it.
Yep.
Do whatever you can to put your body on top of that ball. Or else,
he let the ball play him instead of just committing to smothering the football.
Right.
Because Duvall can't do anything at this point.
Chance.
Yep.
No chance. You can't let that ball bounce if you're Larico Stevenson. He might not have seen it when he turned.
Right.
Because it was in the air. It wasn't like a shot.
True.
It went up in the air, so he might not have had a chance to see it. But somehow you've got to find it and get it smothered.
All these years, you played all these years, we've worked together. That up man to protect the kick returner is one of the unsung heroes in arena games, or can often be the guy responsible for bad things happening. It's a position people don't talk a lot, but you got to protect the kickoff return man.
Well, and normally it's a guy that has taken kicks off the net.
And Stevenson has.
Right.
Yep.
It's a guy that understands how important it is. And you know, not that he wasn't thinking it was important, but that ball took a bounce, and you've got to get on top of it.
Zendejas this time will not get it to the iron. Duvall runs away from Phillips, and Duvall thrown back at the 14-yard line. 21 yards on the return for Duvall. Dan Rodabaugh, sole quarterback, 9 of 11 for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. And we came into the game talking these are the 2 best quarterbacks. With all due respect, Tommy Grady would certainly be in that conversation, but we're focused on these 2 teams. You combine Nick Davila and Dan Rodabaugh through more than a quarter and a half. They both only have 2 incompletions.
We talked about it in the open. Since 2011, these 2 guys have combined for 1,200 touchdowns, over 52,000 yards. Since 2011, the numbers are astronomical. 6 Arena Bowl appearances. These are the top 2 guys in the league. Hey, give it a ball!
Rodabaugh all kinds of time, and it's incomplete. The comparisons this season, as you can see, Rodabaugh first completion percentage, 3rd in yards, 2nd in touchdowns, reigning MVP. Davila second completions, number 1 in yards, touchdowns, and he's a 2-time MVP, also won it in 2011. My question we talked about earlier today, if these 2 quarterbacks switched franchises, do you think that they could excel, or are these systems built around their skill set?
Well, they had to fill in to the system. I think Dan is much more quick. It would take a little bit longer for Nick to adapt to a quick passing game because he's really patient. You see Burrell with the knockdown. But back to your point, Ari, Nick is great at being patient in the pocket, where Dan is a rhythm guy, has to get the ball in his hands. I think it would take Nick a little longer than it would Dan to adapt. And that's not saying Nick's not great, because he is the greatest right now in the league. But it would take him longer to adapt to the quick passing game, the timing rhythm game.
Well, get everybody down here in the off season and, you know, just go out to a big park, set it all up, and just have them swat and see what happens.
That would be fun.
It would be. It'd be great.
I'd like to jump back in there.
Oh, yeah, you can get a couple throws in there, 13. The pick! Touchdown Rattlers! Jeremy Kellum!
Tell you what, momentum is crazy in this game. You go down and you're a little bit late on a stop route. Something Dan is rarely ever late. But that could also been depth short. But we're coming right here and we're gonna run the PC, the post curl route. Watch the drop from Rattlers. He hesitates a split second. Jeremy Kellum, who is rounding back in the form nicely, just sits on the route. Wasn't threatened by the speed at all.
First full week of practice for Jeremy Kellum. He was the AFL 2015 Defensive Back of the Year, first team All-Arena. He was sensational. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to get signed and play in the NFL. Looked around, didn't get the opportunity he wanted, and now he's back playing AFL football, and this is bad news for the rest of the league. As Kellum, the pick, 6, and suddenly Arizona leads 41-28. AFL on ESPN, Arizona, quick change in this game. They were down 28-27. They get a score on special teams, then they get a defensive touchdown, and now lead 41-28. Game 7 on Sunday. What a matchup. LeBron James and the Cavs trying to do something that's never been done in the NBA Finals. Come back from a 3-1 deficit. Steph Curry and the Warriors, hope being back at Oracle Arena will propel them to back-to-back NBA championships. Coverage tips off with NBA Countdown at 7:30 and can be seen streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app.
Ron's going to try to summon his inner Elvin Hayes to try to go on the road to win that title as well.
Well, they know they can win there. They won in Game 5 in convincing fashion.
They didn't win a Game 7 there. To
true.
But
for sports fans, I mean, it's the dream come true. I mean, who doesn't want Game 7?
Everybody does.
Yeah, I mean, it's great storyline. Duval stumbles. And Philadelphia will start out from their own 14-yard line. 17 yards on the return. So you played quarterback. You know you have to have a short-term memory in this league. What does Dan Rattlers need to do right now?
He needs to forget about it. I mean, that's obvious. I mean, I'm Captain Obvious saying that, but he's got to come out, and Clint has got to get him back in some sort of rhythm. He missed a few reads on the last drive. He's got to get him back in rhythm, allow him to go out and execute before that secondary for Arizona continues to build more and more confidence playing together.
Rattlers, the pump fake. Now he's looking around. He's just throwing that in the stand. So said, Rattlers now has missed on his last 4 throws. One of them was returned for a touchdown. You know, one of the things that's unique, once you get an interception, your likelihood of scoring is so much higher than in the outdoor game. Arizona now has 11 interceptions, 6 of them returned for touchdowns.
It's awesome. And then you look at Philly, and they're the same way in the secondary. There's playmakers on the field, the skill set for all these guys. As you look at Dave Hewitt and Jeff Jarning, and Dave Hewitt, the defensive coordinator.
Rattlers, that ball is tipped and picked off. The cutback, Arkeith Brown, touchdown Rattlers. was a late flag as Brown got hit after he got into the end zone. I believe it's going to go against Philadelphia.
He got tattooed.
The result of the play, the touchdown. After the play was over, personal foul, number 3, offense. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Try for point.
That's a frustration play there from Jeremy Richardson. I mean, Dan Rodema early in the season had problems with interception. He had 5 early, then had done such a magnificent job week after week. But 2 pick sixes already here in the first half.
Talked about the secondary from the Rattlers. They're getting healthy and getting experience.
No chance for the extra point attempt.
He tries to come off and go inside, and there you see hands. No blitz from Tyreek Glasper, who calls that play. Gets the tip, and right there, that's a little bit tardy, but you know, can't do much about it. You got to maintain your poise. But hands plays. They know they're trying to get Dan in a rhythm, trying to get him some short throws to loosen him up. Right there, Tyreek Glasper measuring it up.
Said this Arizona team has now scored 4 straight touchdowns, and it's a defense that has dealt with so many injuries. They have not been at full strength since the very beginning of the year when they held 2 straight opponents under 30 points. They may get to the point when everybody's healthy that you may have guys that used to be starters who won't be able to get on the field. And the guy who's now become really a hero for this team, Arkeith Brown, we've always talked about the other guys, but Arkeith Brown, according to Kevin Guy, is now really the leader of that secondary. He was a second-team All-Arena guy in 2012 and 13, defensive player of the game in Arena Bowl 25. And why has Arkeith Brown been so consistent and so solid for Arizona?
Well, I think he's showed toughness. He's had to play through injury this year in the Philly game. He was banged up. He's had to play through those things and continue to get better. But as the veteran in that locker room, you see, look at him. He's boisterous. He's talking to the guys. He's the guy they look to. He's had to coach up a lot of young DBs while Jeremy was out, and the guys are all playing for him.
Larico Stevenson, interesting here. He returns the kick, and no Chris Duval. So perhaps Tina can go over to the Philadelphia bench. I see Chris Duval. He's there. He doesn't appear to be injured. This may just be a coach's decision. Maybe Clint Dozell felt that it was Chris Duval, should have done more on the ball that hit off the iron. I'm not sure what he could have done.
Forced half the distance from the dead ball spot. Philadelphia's ball, first down.
All right, Sid, so since Dan Rodema was 9 for 11, he does not have a completion to his own team. 0 for 5 and 2 interceptions returned for touchdown.
You're going to get a hands here. You're not going to get a rush from the linebackers. They're going to get in the lanes, the short lanes, and take away the short throws. Dan's going to have to drop back against his tough front 3 and make a play from the backfield. He's got to be focused here.
Rodema quickly gets it to Reynolds, and Reynolds off to the races. Darius Reynolds gets to the Arizona 23-yard line. 24 yards on the catch. About a 1-yard pass, and Reynolds did the rest.
And really a situation where I didn't think they would give them much room to work. I thought they would smother him up there. But Reynolds, again, with the power and strength, run after the catch, and he's hobbling off the field as Duval comes in for him.
Rodema, and he was looking for McDaniel, and it looked like he got a little tangled up.
And you can't give your QB a double move. Once you decide to go a direction, you got to go there. He starts to come underneath Kellum, but then tries to go over the top. You can't do that. That's how you get interceptions.
Each team has
we will take a break.
Out.
We have come to the 1-minute warning. We'll explain the 1-minute timing rules when we come back to Phoenix. Looking forward to getting caught up on the day in sports at the half. Right now, Philadelphia, knowing they do not get the ball at the start of the third quarter, they've got to make the most of this final 60 seconds with the 1-minute timing rules in effect. It's just like the outdoor game. Receivers can stop the clock by making a catch and reaching the ball out over the top of the boards. Rodema throws, almost picked off Jeremy Kellum.
The receivers are not winning right now. Jeremy, it is locked down in the secondary at the top of the routes, and these are 3 are the better receivers, but Dan's throwing in rhythm and on time, and the receivers are getting fooled. SK, you see right there, SK starts to go under, then tries to go over the top. You cannot do that. You need to maintain some space and separation on the field. If you keep compressing that side down, you're not giving your quarterback anywhere to throw the ball.
Well, first quarter, Rodabon 5 of 6, 2 touchdowns. Second quarter, 5 of 11, 2 interceptions. Rodabon pumps, throws, catch is made. Kalina Moku is going to be out of bounds inside the 5. He caught it up on the boards. Nobody touched him, so he's allowed to come back into play.
That's a real good job by SK. Just get up there and make the catch. And a big-time play. He needed it. He thought he had Reynolds. KJ Morton's able to get back and help.
That was a nice move.
Really nice move. He almost got by him.
So what do you do here? If you're Arizona, are you using timeouts here so that you get the ball back?
Well, Philly's not going to have enough opportunities to run all the timeout, and I believe you're going to see possibly onside kicks.
McDaniel, sole touchdown.
That's just too easy. And a good response after a bunch of negative plays from Dan. I mean, he makes a great read and now tries to force it to Reynolds on the play before, and then he comes right out and hits the quick screen there.
And with them scoring that quickly, said 45 seconds, it seems it almost ensures that Philadelphia will attempt an onside kick.
It does ensure they're going to attempt. They want to get more possessions, and you never know. Freevert's a really good at the onside kick. They want to give themselves some more opportunities for possessions in the first half.
Tommy Freevert connects on the extra point. So Philadelphia, good response, as Sid mentioned, and Arizona's lead is now 47-35. Question is, Tommy Freevert has a lot of options in the style of onside kick. With so many tall, great athletes on the hands team for Arizona, does that affect what type of onside kick he'll choose?
Well, we've already seen a call for batting in this game. So now you've got to go up and play the ball. So I think you're going to see another high one. They've got to get some people down and into the bodies of the front line for Arizona. Cause some distractions, and you never know. He might try to find one where he kicks it low and tight, but I think you go with the dribble because the bounce, the hard bounce, because you know you have a chance for somebody to take their eye off it for a split second and you get the bounce. Look at the lineup. You've got Mo P on one side, Rod Windsor on the other side. I'm not so sure I have Rod on the front line. I might have our Keith in front of Rod so Rod can make that catch.
Rod can run up and make the play. Everyone expecting an onside kick. It's the dribbler, and Mo Purify picks it up, takes it for the touchdown.
That's not the play you want to make right there if you're Mo P. You just did everything for Philly. You allowed him to get the ball back again. Your 11-yard return, but if you're really thinking of the situation, you want to allow your offense to burn some time. I mean, touchdowns aren't guaranteed. However, you want to burn some time off that clock. Ball comes right to him. Nobody's able to get there and make the tackle. And that's a freebie for Mo P.
And Mo P really hasn't been involved. So maybe he was so happy to get his hands on the football, wasn't thinking time and situation, said, you know what, I'm going to get in there and score a touchdown.
As Kevin talked about, right now they're giving a lot of Chase DeAtter. You haven't seen a ton of Rod Windsor as well.
The extra point is missed. That's the second miss in the first half from Zendejas.
He struggled in warm-ups as well. I watched him miss 3-4 in a row in warm-ups.
Now this is a Philadelphia Soul defense. Comes in, #1 scoring defense in the league, only allowing 44 points. Arizona's got 53. But keep in mind, a lot of those points didn't come. 21 points didn't come from the Arizona offense.
Yeah, you got 2 returns for touchdown on interceptions. You got the bar ball.
And now this one, 4 touchdowns.
I mean, it's 28 points.
Yep.
So that defense is still good enough. They've had some misfortune happen. I mean, it's been tough for them. But on the road, when this kind of stuff happens, you got to just continue to battle, and you never know if you can flip the script and get it going your way.
Tina, tell us what's going on downstairs.
Ari, over here on the Philadelphia bench, I'll tell you what, guys are quiet. They're sitting by themselves. But what I noticed earlier, even when they had a 21-20 lead at the end of the first quarter, there was a lot of frustration about the way things were going offensively. You have to wonder if that has carried over and things have gotten out of control with Arizona taking control of this game, Ari.
Thank you, Tina. Yeah, I was just curious, because sometimes with some teams, you get a feeling that they got it. Even if things look bad, it's under control. And there are other games where, frankly, you're down there and you can just kind of sense one team, it's just that their night, another team struggling a little bit. We've still got a lot of football to go. Arizona goes for the onside. And McDaniel has it at the 15. Said, explain why in this situation you'd go for the onside kick when you already have the 18-point lead.
Kicking team, half the distance to the goal.
What you don't, you go for the onside kick here because you want another possession with the football. You want to get another possession.
Has opted to decline the penalty, first down.
So for Philly here, with 39 seconds, you want to try to run some clock. You want to be the last guy with the ball. Arizona has all 3 timeouts left, so it's probably not going to happen. But you want to take as much time off the clock as you can to not allow Arizona to go back and put more points on the board.
Arizona will get the football at the start of the third quarter. Rodabah, Reynolds makes the catch, shakes off Jeremy Kellum. The timeout is called, 32 seconds to go in the half.
Arizona, first and a half, 30 seconds to play.
Arizona calls the timeout. They have 2 remaining timeouts.
That's the kind of play you expect. But Arizona really, with the kind of coverage they played there, they want to allow the touchdown or give you a chance to take a shot. So you keep the clock from running. If you're going to score, they want to give it up quick and not allow you to go ahead and burn off the clock. But Philly being smart about it, taking some underneath stuff, even with the press coverage. They're showing press coverage, trying to give it up in order to get the ball back. But Philly being nice and patient here.
Rodabah, and Reynolds immediately goes down, showing he did not want to score. He wanted to get enough for the first down, and he has the first down, so it'll be first and goal.
That's Arizona, second and a half, 30-second timeout.
And Arizona had to burn their second timeout. And that's what you call a no-no situation. No matter how open you are, no matter how out in the space you get, do not score. Just get the first down and get on the ground. Force Arizona to burn another timeout. You waste a little more clock. And Philly trying to just be patient here and put points on and not allow Arizona to have much time coming up on their last drive.
Coming up at the half, Doug Kazarian will be your host back in Bristol, and Doug will take you through U.S. Open at day 2. The Cubs get a win, and first half highlights from our game here in the desert. They'll have plenty to choose from with the score 53-35. So stay tuned, Doug. We'll take care of you at the half, and then we'll rejoin you. So first and goal at the 4. And Richardson does not get in. Arizona will use their final timeout. Right now the clock's still running. Do you think Kevin Guys figured now it's so low we're not going to get it back, let's let it run?
Clint's going to use his timeout.
Okay.
Timeout, Philadelphia, first and a half, 30 seconds in length.
They only left themselves 10 seconds, which, if you're efficient, you're going to have a couple of plays. 3, possibly.
With another, you got 2 more timeouts. It's the first of
We got to stop the goddamn run now. Right here.
2 more timeouts going. Kevin letting you know exactly what's going on. He's the moment feels they need to get a stop here, not allow them to run the ball and get it in the end zone.
Second and goal coming up, ball just outside the 1-yard line. Arizona will try to come up with a goal line stand. Reynolds will take the handoff, and he is buried. I mean, 3 guys were on him before he could even take a step. Philadelphia, 4 seconds to work with.
That is great defense. Watch the surge off the right edge, and that's a call. Tyson, first one there. I mean, this guy's up for Rookie of the Year with his play, but look at him get off the ball. Gets right around Wayne Tribune and gets in the backfield. Our Keith Brown comes to help. Burrell there to help.
Tyson has been a force as a rookie.
And he's missed a couple of games. Sorry.
Now has 7 tackles for a loss this season to go along with 5 sacks. Spent some time in the NFL with the Dallas Cowboys in 2013. Philadelphia needs points. Again, Arizona will get the ball at the start of the 3rd quarter. What do you look for here, Seth?
I look for Ryan McDaniel coming around in motion.
There's McDaniel in motion. Rodball pump fake, and the ball is batted out of bounds.
Jack linebacker was across the line.
The back judge is coming out. I believe he's telling the other official there should be 1 second left on the clock.
Will the game clock operator please put 1 second back on the game clock? When the ball went out of bounds, there was 1 second on the clock. 4th down.
Scott Campbell doing a very nice job there explaining the head referee.
Well, watch this play. They're going to bring him around and take him right back to where he came from. And look at the DB on the other side of the field. All you have to do is lob it. Burrell's able to get his hands, but look at this. The Jack linebacker is across the line of scrimmage. That's illegal defense.
And Clint was pointing that out. He was right. There we go, another chance for the Soul. 1 second remaining in the half. SK, no place to go. Rattlers get the stop. KJ Morton and company. It's almost like they knew what was coming. And there was no chance there for Kaulina Moku.
You see the motion, and that's an indicator, but KJ Morton, you see him attack immediately. That's a great job from KJ Morton. Kevin Guy better be careful for that back gives out on him.
Kevin Guy fired up, and he's downstairs with Artina Servancio.
All right, Ari. Kevin, with that stop and the interceptions, what has allowed your defense to play like this?
Well, they got tendencies. We're in their damn playbook. We know what they're running. We're executing right now.
What are some of the things that you're doing to take Rodabot completely out of his rhythm?
They don't like pressure, and we're going to keep applying the pressure. They'll fall apart.
All right, Kevin, thank you. Passionate there, Ari, that's for sure.
Yes, that's not usually an issue. He was telling jokes on the field before the game. Now you got the game face of Arizona head coach Kevin Guy. We will step away, entertaining first half as the Rattlers try to reestablish their dominance in the AFL. They lead by 18. After the break, we will send it to Bristol. Doug Kazarian will take you through the day in sports, and then we'll come back to Arizona. Welcome back to the AFL on ESPN. Great start to the game. Chris Duval takes the opening kick, goes 54 yards for the touchdown.
And Philly in business, and just like that, we got to see why these are two of the top teams, but this was a game changer in the first half. The bar ball, Dan Buckner, Johnny on the spot, huge dividends, and then Dan Rodabow, back-to-back interceptions. Jeremy Kellum taking him to the house.
And here the onside kick. Mo Purify picks it up. He takes it for the score. And that was the final play of the half. Arizona comes up with the defensive stop, and Arizona leads 53-35.
Thing for that 30 minutes went their way, right? It's our half now. They're going to go our way. Make it. Believe it. Make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Stay together on the sideline. Hey, we're going to make this thing a dogfight, I promise you that. All right? Let's go.
We got to finish, impose our will on them. Don't ride the emotional roller coaster. Execution. Be where you're supposed to be now.
Be smart.
Play our brand of football. That's physical football, okay? Rattlers on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Rattlers.
Both coaches with messages to their team at the half. And Sim, we look back on the first half. Special teams really changed the course of the first half.
They really did. A bar ball, which, you know, it happens in arena football. It's part of the beauty of the game. You've got to try to find a way to make a play, but it just boosted Arizona to finish that first half.
They got a lot of momentum, and they got the crowd going here in Phoenix. So we look to the second half, and what has to change for Philadelphia?
Well, they just got to continue believing. They got to make plays. They've got to continue to make plays and understand that the game is all about waves, and you've got to continue to play until it starts to run your way. You might get a bar ball, anything. No more turnovers for Dan Rattlers.
Let's go downstairs to Tina.
All right, Ari. Clint, how do you get your offense just executing the way they did in the first quarter?
Well, we got to get in the rhythm. They're doing a good job in the secondary of jumping on some routes. They've gassed right a few times. We'll give them a few more choice routes, see if we can combat that.
What do you say to your team at halftime to just keep them in this?
Well, we didn't play very well, obviously, and, you know, everything went their way. So hopefully this 30 minutes will equal itself out.
All right, Coach, thank you. Ari?
Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Coach. We're set for the start of the third quarter. Do you think there's any chance Philadelphia starts this third quarter off with an onside kick?
I wouldn't doubt it. You got to steal a possession or a few somewhere. Gains momentum. However, Arizona extremely ready for it. They won't get caught off guard.
Freebird kicks it deep. Amos. And Anthony Amos. Good stiff arm. And Amos forced out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Said, let's take a look at first half stats.
Big numbers passing for Dan Rattlers, but the interceptions killed him. You see, Arizona, 93 passing yards, 4 rushing yards, just 97 total yards. That is huge, but they didn't have to be on the field. All the points off turnovers, points off special teams enabled them to run out to that big lead.
Nick Davila only threw 1 pass in the second quarter, and it was for a touchdown. 6 of 8. Make it 7 of 9. And it's Mo Purify. And Purify gets to the soul. 17-yard line. First half, 4 offensive touchdowns, and then they combined for 4 touchdowns between their defense and special teams.
And we talked about efficiency earlier, and you talked about winning this game, you'd probably need 2 stops because the offenses were so efficient. Arizona already with 4 stops.
Davila with time, looking for Deatter, and he tries to go up, catch it and peek, but he cannot get to the football.
Well, that one came out late, and I think Nick knew it, and that's why the ball was overthrown. He's extremely accurate. Usually gives this guy the chance, but I think he threw that one late and really threw it away, so there was no chance for turnover.
Now, while we agreed that the Philadelphia's whole defense was not responsible for all 53 points, there were 4 scores from the defense and the special teams, but the 53 points allowed, the previous most they'd allowed in a half this season, Philadelphia, just 27 points. Davila keeps backing up, and he'll get rid of it. Arizona had nobody open. Really good defense from Philadelphia.
Extremely good defense. And listen, this is a really, really good secondary. 16 interceptions on the year. They've returned 6 of those for touchdowns. But you see the relentless pressure, guys continuing to work, and that's a long time to hold up for an offensive line. But Nick is extremely patient. He wants to stand in there, and as Philadelphia player, you want to continue to pressure and hope that he makes a mistake trying to stand in there too long.
Arizona first half, they only had third down once. They were 1 for 1. 3rd and 10. Davila with time, looking for Windsor, right in his hands, can't make the catch.
He missed Chase Deatter. Deatter was wide open. Philadelphia got away with one right there. They tried to run a switch on the combo with the route. You got to see pressure early, just out of the outstretched arms there by Rod Windsor.
Pretty good throw.
Really good throw, and that's one that Rod usually brings in. Good job by Hollis to continue to play through the play.
Arizona will go for it on 4th down. On the season, they've converted 46% of the time on 4th down. Davila throws, caught, touchdown Rattlers.
You come back and run the exact same route. You just have Mo P go and do it. This is a read route. This is the read route. He's got the option to go across the field or to the corner. He chooses the corner here. Motion's going to go there to the post. Now we're going to dive in and come back out to the corner. This is a well-designed route, tough to cover. You see him already has leverage on a DB who's inside. All he's got to do is stem towards him and go to the corner. That's an easy call, well run. They just missed on it the play before. They come right back to it.
Mo Purify, 2nd touchdown of the game. The other one came on special teams. Extra point from Zendejas is up and good. So on 4th and 10, where it looked like maybe Philly could get the ball back and some momentum, Nick Davila, Maurice Purify, and it's 60-35. Do you want access to every AFL game at once? Then go to arenafootball.com and click AFL Live for online broadcasts of games around the league. Certainly comes in handy for us trying to keep track of everything going on in the AFL. Now, the Rattlers pretty happy, and rightfully so. Snake Pit has been a house of horrors for everybody since the 2012 season. 43-4, including the playoffs for the Rattlers in this building.
Tell you what, this place used to be a special place. Now these guys have turned it into a dungeon when people come in here. I mean, we thought we were good in this building. These guys have been outstanding. Kevin Guy, Ron Schertz, the owner, have done an outstanding job.
And Kevin Guy is always very quick to point out the job that Ron Schertz has done. Duvall muffs it momentarily, and he's going to try to get out of the end zone. He knows it's not going to happen, but he had to at least make the attempt in order to get out. He can't just take a knee right there with affect field position.
Listen, if you're Philly, first of all, he mishandles it. He's got plenty of time, but he mishandles it. And guys are trying to hold up, but at that point, you're better off doing what he just did.
Yes.
Just, you know, you can't go down, but make it look like you're trying to get out of there.
So they get it at the 2.5-yard line. Dan Rodabaugh, 14 of 24. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Check that the ball at the 3-yard line. McDaniel makes the catch.
And you're going to see patience from Philly. They're going to get back into running their offense. You know, their defense has been tops of the league for a while. They've had some tough breaks today. However, they can get you back in the game with their ball skills and the way they can play. But you've got to put points on the board, and you've got to get in a great rhythm if you're Dan Rodabaugh.
Kalanimeku makes the catch.
That's why I just call him SK. It's a lot easier.
Kalanimeku just rolls off the tongue.
SK. He likes SK, but you see the nice stop route outside, ball placement on the outside shoulder. Not much a defensive player can do when it's on time and in the right spot.
Rodabaugh off his back foot. McDaniel got a hand on it, could not make the catch. This Arizona secondary that was much maligned when they had a lot of injuries tonight, making things very challenging for Dan Rodabaugh.
They are. They're showing good looks, but you've got guys out there with a ton of experience, except for the young fella who is arguably one of the more talented guys all around out there, KJ Morton. I felt like right there, Dan had a chance to take a shot at Kalanimeku on the deep in route. He chooses to take the corner route from Ryan McDaniel.
Roundabout is thrown for 199 yards. Pump fake up the side, and there's a hold there. I mean, SK had his jersey grabbed. They're going to rule it incomplete. I mean, when these officials go back and review, they're going to see someone had a whole handful of SK's jersey.
That's definitely a missed call. They faked the screen and tried to get SK up the sideline. KJ Morton grabbed the jersey. I mean, completely grabs his jersey right back there. You can't see because of fans, but tough no call.
3rd and 10 for the Soul. See if they can get Darius Reynolds going. He got off to a great start in the first quarter. Roundabout. SK makes the catch at the 23. And Philadelphia trailing by 25 points. You know they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Every time you get one strong motion to the field, Arizona's giving Philly the triangle defense. 2 down corners. You got your jack in the middle working the field and 1 high safety. You've got to get some kind of double vertical route to cover that. Then you've got both holes open in order to get a ball to them.
Fourth down. Roundabout looking for Reynolds. Does he hold on? They're saying yes. Touchdown, Soul. Now another official's coming in to discuss it. And we also have a flag at the 21-yard line. They did have hands all over Reynolds.
He reached that ball out. That's a touchdown. That's not incomplete.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Personal foul, hands to the face, number 11, defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic, first down.
We're going to get Arkeith Brown against the motion on Reynolds. And Reynolds felt like he had this ball caught.
Well, if they don't challenge, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Soul.
You're going to see over the top right there, and he's reaching it out. Right there, he's reaching it out. That's a catch.
The catch and a
That's
touchdown.
a catch, and he's reaching it out.
Once he crosses the plane, this thing's over.
There you see the hands to the face by Arkeith Brown. You get a look from this angle. He reaches the ball out over, and once he crosses and hits the ground, it comes out. Philly doesn't score. It'll be a big miss.
Roundabout comes to the backside. Picks up 5 yards. Helena Moku with the catch.
Yeah, there's a hands to the face, which caused the penalty, but once he gets the ball over the top, you're going to watch him reach the ball out right there, and it crosses. It's in his hand. That's a touchdown. They don't have the advantage we have to keep looking at it over and over in order to throw the challenge. And oftentimes you see the player come back, I caught it. But then they didn't catch it. He actually did catch that one.
Roundabout, screen, Richardson set up beautifully. He'll take it.
Great
touchdown. Well designed, well executed. 12 yards on the score.
And they get the score anyway. And this is a beautiful call. Great job of executing. But Richardson on the edge. You got to be alert for slide protect. He's going to go right to the edge and slip right out into the field. And if you're Cliff Dukes, who's seen a ton, you see him get back into play. But if you're Cliff Dukes, you've got to smell the rat once he goes to the inside of you. But it's too late. A good job of escaping by Jeremy Richardson.
Beautiful throw, nice touch, and Richardson does the rest. Euro 2016 continues on ESPN Saturday. 3 matches at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Belgium takes on Ireland. Then at 11:30, it's Iceland-Hungary. And then to cap off the day, Cristiano Ronaldo leads Portugal against Austria at 2:30. All matches are streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Full day of soccer. And then Game 7 of the NBA Finals on Sunday. Great sports weekend. We're kicking things off here. A little Friday night AFL action in Phoenix. Anthony Amos on the return. And there is a flag down as Amos is forced out of bounds at the 10.
Good job covering the bar ball. That came off the bar. Took a funny hop. He's able to handle it.
Number 14, return team, half the distance to the goal, first down.
We get Al Phillips. I mean, and all of a sudden, Arizona, who was depleted in the secondary, is extremely deep in that position.
Let's check in with Tina.
Dan, how could that drive get you guys going again offensively?
You know, we got to make plays when we're on the field there for us. We left some out there in the first half. About everything that could go wrong did. So we just got to start executing every play.
Is there anything that the Arizona defense is throwing at you guys that has thrown you off your rhythm?
No, you know, they're a good team. They're well coached. They got good players. So we got to go out there and match their intensity. I thought we got a good game plan. We just got to go execute.
Dan, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Sid, back to you guys.
Thank you, Tina. You know, we saw Dan celebrate after Philadelphia won in Philadelphia against Arizona, and you could just see this just incredible wave of euphoria for him to finally get the monkey off his back and get a win against the Rattlers. And there's a free play. There's going to be a penalty.
Illegal formation, number 93, defense was shading. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, still second down.
So if Nick goes on
And here we go. We're going back to May 14th, Week 7. Philadelphia at this point had never beat Arizona. They've lost all 6 games. And Dan Rodabon in front of the home fans, they win 65-58. So they win by 7. And keep that number in mind, because if these two teams finish with identical records, the overall point differential in the 2 games will determine if they play in the Arena Bowl who would have home field advantage. So if this game ended right now and they finished with the same record, Arena Bowl 29 would be here in Phoenix.
Absolutely. Considering they go on to win the rest of their game.
Right. No, it's there's a lot of football to be played, but it's a fascinating thing in terms of point differential at the end of this game.
Well, you see teams that won't try to run it up or won't try to score. Now you've got to score. That's part of the equation.
Personal foul, clipping, number 52, offense. Half the distance to the goal, still second down.
You get Simons, they run a screen there, and that play looked like it was shut down from the beginning. Didn't look like it worked too well, but you're going to see it chop it in that area. He's trying to get out and cut off D lineman from the backside. Dangerous play there.
Left up, FC 369, all right.
Nick Davila the throw, and the receiver was tripped up, and they're going to say incidental contact. James Romaine got tangled up with Maurice Purify, but no flags. So here we go. Top of the American Conference, the Philadelphia Soul. Top of the National Conference, the Arizona Rattlers. If this score were to hold, they would have identical records, and in fact, Orlando would then move up into the top spot. But if we look at the end of the year, if it ends up being Arizona tied with Philadelphia or Arizona tied with Orlando, it will come down to if the meetings, one team was 2-0, that ends the case. But if it's 1-1, it's based on overall point differential. Ron Windsor, does he hold on to this football? How does he do it? He had 2 defenders and the front row to deal with a guy who has a Ron Windsor jersey on.
I think he actually helped that catch.
No, now they're going to say incomplete.
I've seen that a couple times.
It's good. The Ron Windsor fan got involved here.
And it's a good job by the officials getting together to fix the play, but there you see the ball go out of bounds, and Rod just picks it up. And why not?
Veteran play from one of the greats in the game. Windsor tonight, we believe, just a couple of catches, 29 yards, no touchdowns.
That's crazy.
Davila throws, it's Windsor, and this time he makes the catch.
This is a great route, and patient route. Takes a long time to run, but he's just being patient up his stem on the dig route. And Nick stands in there with him and makes a throw, but he turns Hollis around on this route.
Explain to the fans at home as we look at this. Sid, how when it's so much man-to-man can a team try to take away a receiver or two if you think about everybody's man-on-man 3 against 3?
You've got to get in their space. You can't allow them to get, you get one guy that can get a running start. You got to get help.
Simon's the tight end. Makes the catch. And a very good play by Bo Bell.
Good reaction.
Yep. He's the rushing linebacker, and he sensed what was happening. Got in position to make the tackle.
I think when you're playing so much man-to-man, you've just got to take away space. And the key for a good DB is they want to take something away and react to the other thing with that in mind. And that's why you see sometimes they'll get fooled and they'll have to head whip because they're trying to take something away, and the receiver does a good job on it.
Davila, quick hitter, catch is made, and a helmet's lost. As Rod Windsor has an Arizona first down. We did hear Kevin Guy tell Tina in the first quarter, he said, look, Deatter's having his moments now, but Windsor and Purify are going to be able to have a chance to make plays, and they're doing it now.
It's just based on formation and where you're putting guys on the field, of who's going to get going. And you're seeing a lot more motion with Windsor, a lot more with Purify, and Deatter not so much.
The Rattlers will not run another play. Their leader, Nick Davila, with 4 in the air because we are headed to the fourth quarter. Arizona and Philadelphia, who met in back-to-back Arena Bowls, Arena Bowl 25 and Arena Bowl 26. Are they headed to another meeting in Arena Bowl 29? The Rattlers have won 5 titles and so far tonight have been the better team. We're coming back with the fourth. You won't want to miss the finale of OJ, Made in America, Saturday at 9 Eastern on ESPN. The film moves past the trial to address OJ's life after the acquittal, including a new arrest and this time a conviction. Part 5 premieres Saturday on ESPN. You can also catch it streaming live and on demand on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. And I can share with everyone that when Sid and I got together yesterday, it was one of the first topics. I mean, we lived through all of it, and to take a look back at it after all these years, different perspective. Davila, the throw! The left laser squeezes it in. Touchdown, Rattlers. Well, that may be the throw of the night.
It was. Had enough on it. I tell you what, it's a double move route from Rod Windsor. He starts to go to the corner. And the field corner sits back. You're going to watch him. He's going to start leaning there and then whip back inside. And he has a read on it, but he goes to swipe with the wrong hand. Ball on time in the right spot. And the Latin laser has been on point tonight.
He hasn't had many chances to throw, but when he has, he's been great. Extra point is up and good on that drive. Rod Windsor, 3 catches, 36 yards and a touchdown.
I'll tell you what, you want to fit this in a nice little window. The lefty gets on top, and look at this delivery and finish by Rod Windsor. Rod, the God for 6.
Welcome back. A little more than 14 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. This game came in, said, advertised as perhaps a preview of Arena Bowl 29. They had an Arizona team that had a very tough stretch. They lost 3 or 4 games at one point, which has been unheard of for this franchise over the last 5 years. They seem to have righted the ship, and they're getting some payback against the Philadelphia team that beat them in Week 7.
They are getting plenty payback, but listen, this is still a really good Philadelphia team. I don't think Clint will be excited or happy about the way they handled what happened to him. Bar balls happen all the time, but to compound those mistakes with the interceptions is really what killed this team in this game. They've got to figure out a way to just minimize the mistakes, because when they make those mistakes against AZ, they have not been able to come back from it.
14 yards on the return, and let's go to Tina.
And Ari, we finally saw Rod Windsor with a touchdown. Did you know that he and Kevin Guy actually grew up in the same town in Alabama, Bessemer? They lived 5 to 10 minutes apart, went to the same high school, and when Guy was playing as a kid, he had his eye on Chris Windsor. He was a quarterback for another team. Well, he ended up being Rod's uncle. And Kevin and Chris, they were the same age. Chris went on to play at Southern Mississippi and AF2, and he was the one who made such an impact on Rod to go to college. First at a community college, and then he went on to Western New Mexico, where he was also a wide receiver, by the way. And Kevin Guy said that when Windsor, Rod, showed up at a private workout for the Rattlers, he saw those purple shorts he wore from high school and just knew it was him. He says, that's Chris's nephew. Ari?
Thank you, Tina. It's incredible. What a small little world. And just how Kevin Guy and Rod Windsor, the amount of success they've had together. It's been a great relationship. And Rod Windsor, you got Rod, the guy, I'll tell you, he's got the best voice in AFL.
We just went out and ran our routes, did what we were supposed to do.
I mean, he
Bessemer's finest, I tell you what.
Yeah. I mean, Kevin Guy is already in 2 Hall of Fames. I got a feeling he's going to end up in a 3rd Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. I mean, Bo Jackson from the same city. I mean, it's
what's in the water down there?
I don't know.
Kellen jumped around. The flag comes in. There wasn't a lot of contact.
It's going to be on the other side on
Arkeith Brown. Arkeith Brown, okay.
But Jeremy Kellum jumped the route, and Philly is tipping their routes or something because they're all over him.
Illegal contact, number 11, defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic, first down.
When Tina talked to Coach Guy right before he went into the locker room, and his normal passionate self, he indicated that they have tendencies, and he seemed to think that they knew what was coming a bunch of the time, and that's why the defense was so successful.
Well, I mean, listen, you're going to have nights where you can't get out of your own way and you press too much and maybe you show and tell some stuff, but you still got to figure it out.
That was a drop. It's right now tough times for the Soul, and we've been talking about Rod Windsor, and he's with Tina.
Rod, we were just talking about how you and Kevin Guy are from the same town in Alabama, and so many great athletes come out of that town. Tell us a little bit about what's in the water there.
Oh, no, man. I just think guys from there are bred a little different. They work hard, man, and they want to see themselves become successful.
First half, Philadelphia kind of took you out of the game. What's been the key for you to get back in and help on that touchdown drive?
Well, the first half, our defense scored, and we had one on special teams, and offense really wasn't on the field that much. And now we just taking what they give us.
Rod, Kevin Guy's talked a lot about your leadership and how much you've grown as a leader since 2010. What kind of an impact has Guy had on you as a coach?
Oh, for sure, man. He's very hard on me. He never let me get complacent. He never, he always coaches me harder than anybody. And I respect him for that. He kept me on my toes, and I respect him for that.
Rod, thank you.
Tina, that's really good stuff because, Coach Guy said the same thing. He coaches them harder, and you need to have a guy in the locker room that you can be hard on to show the rest of the team that you are going to coach everybody.
Everybody, the stars, hard, just like you would coach a rookie making mistakes. You coach the star of the team hard. And Rod, the guy, I tell you what, man, very impressed with him. Have always been very impressed with the way this guy plays the game. He goes out about his business each and every week, and like we talked about before, man, his voice is dynamic.
It is. He's got
gold
voiceover career coming after football. And he's spent some time in the NFL with the Cleveland Browns. Rod, that ball looks underthrown, but does Reynolds get to it? Yes. Touchdown Soul, Darius Reynolds.
Tough catch from Money Reynolds. And you're thinking, why did he throw that ball with the DB right there? Well, the DB's back was turned. I was taught the same thing. You float that thing away. As it's coming in, Arkeith Brown's back's turned, and he tries to get back in it, but that's an exceptional catch. On the slide with a guy hanging on you.
Reynolds. Yeah. Freebert's extra point is good. They're looking at Darius Reynolds, who has 8 catches for 128 yards and 3 touchdowns. They got to keep him healthy. Dan Rodabaugh throws a nice ball here. Only his receiver can get it. Darius Reynolds has had a terrific night, but his team trails 67-49. Darius Reynolds, back when he played in Iowa, him and Marco Thomas were an incredible 1-2 tandem. And then last year, Reynolds contributed to the SaberCats. He got a ring, but they had so many good players. He was not the go-to guy, and he has now found a happy home with the Philadelphia Soul.
Reggie Gray got most of the love in San Jose last year. Philly's been good for him.
Onside kick. And there is a flag down. We'll see if the Soul touched it before it got to the 10-yard line.
I think there was a great block. Well, trying to see what the call was. I don't.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the kicking team. Offside, number 23, kicking team. That penalty is declined. Illegal low block, or blocking before the ball went 10 yards, number 23, kicking team. That penalty will be enforced half the distance of the goal, first down.
So both of those go against Larico Stevenson, 7th-year man, played at West Georgia. 4th season with the Souls. I mean, he knows what he should be doing out there.
The ball's dribbled, though. Catches Rod not paying attention, and offsides, I get.
No foul for number 22 blocking early.
Yeah,
however, the offside will be enforced half the distance to the goal, first down, Arizona.
Once that ball's dribbled, there is no kick-catch interference, so to speak.
Right.
It was dribbled. You can go block everybody if you want, but you can't be offsides. And that's the last thing the coach tells you before you leave. Leave the huddle, be onside. They actually got that one. And because they're offsides, they don't get to retain possession.
Yeah, look, we've seen crazy things in the Arena Football League. Down 3 scores in the 4th quarter. I've seen multiple times teams come back, and that's a killer right there. Because you get the football, who knows what happens after that.
Absolutely. But it's always been that one little mistake. 4th down conversion where they blew coverage. I mean, there's been mistakes by a really good Philadelphia team that hasn't made those mistakes.
Arizona inside the Geico blue zone, and Nick Davila just missed his target. I mean, you almost never see it. It's like it slipped out of his hand. That was an easy touchdown.
Well, I think he wanted Mo P to continue up the field, and Mo P just turned, was wide open. He wanted him to kind of get up the field, and you see Mo P almost stopped him with his back turned. And he thought he was going to continue to the back of the end zone. Missed opportunity there, and we're able to get him off the field here in Philadelphia. You can look back to that play and possibly say it had a huge impact.
Davila sets up the screen to Benson, and that's well defended.
Bo Bell.
Bo Bell twice against the screen.
Veteran, savvy, understanding what's happening.
Bo, one of 3 Bell brothers, all 3 attended UNLV. Bo Bell, 1 year was the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year.
Tell you what, you want to talk about bringing the thunder. Bo can bring the thunder. He's just got to stay healthy. If the guy is healthy, he's an impact player for sure.
And a great leader. I mean, the guy, you're around him, there's something about him. He's got that it factor.
That smile, yep. I mean, he's a great dude.
3rd down. Davila, that ball's batted and picked off, but there is a flag. There is a flag. So before the Souls celebrate, let's get the call. Hollis was the guy who came up with the interception.
Oh, pass interference on the offense.
Pass interference, number 1, offense. That penalty is declined. Philadelphia intercepted the ball, first down.
A missed opportunity on the touchdown can loom large here as Philly has turned it. That's a good job of catching the receiver as he's trying to run into you and get off of you. Watch right here. He catches with both hands around.
And then the push-off.
And then the push-off at the top.
All right, chance for Dan Rodaba and the Soul here. Little under 8 minutes to go in the fourth. This again, you're seeing Hollis make the interception. That's his 7th of the season. Roundabout, quick hitter. It's Reynolds, and that's good news that he's okay. But then the ball comes out. No signal. They're going to say he was down. No turnover for the moment. Kevin Guy can challenge if he elects to.
He's trying to get his replay guys to give him a look.
The one, two, a catch, down by contact, first down.
That ball's out. Philly better hurry up and run that play. Run
Kevin
the play,
Guy's watching it.
You gotta snap it.
Kevin, throw it. There it is. The
You see
replay.
Clint Dozell right here is extremely upset with Dan Rodabaugh. This is a fumble, and it's going to be Arizona football.
Before the snap, Arizona's challenging the rolling on the field of a completed pass, down by contact.
It's challenging that it's a fumble, not a completed pass. A fumble. Fumble, not a completed pass.
Scott Campbell will head down to the replay screen, and then you will hear his version of things, what he's asking for. Brian Carter, our producer, will be talking to him directly, looking for different angles. It's the most transparent replay in all of sports. You'll see exactly what the referee, Scott Campbell, will see.
Brian, can you hear me? Okay, the ruling on the field was the runner was down by contact. Arizona is challenging that it was a fumble. So let's cue it up. It's out, ball's out. Yeah. That sideline view was the best. Yep. Arizona recovered it, right? Okay. Okay. That ball's out. Okay. All right. I need where the ball's recovered. I need where the ball was recovered. At the 13-yard line. Okay, 13-yard line. Right here. Just let this run, and we'll see. The 13-yard line at the college hash. Hey, Brian, thanks for the great shots.
Well, that's how you want a replay review executed. Well done, Brian Carter. Well done, everyone in the truck, and Scott Campbell.
Missed opportunity there.
Yep.
After review, the runner fumbled the football before he was down. Arizona had an immediate recovery at the 13-yard line at the college hash. First down and 10 for Arizona. Arizona will not be charged with a challenge.
And there was a long time Kevin Guy was taking a long look at that. If you're Dan Rodabaugh, you understand he's looking at that. He's asking for replays. You need to get up there, go no motion, and just snap the ball and run a quarterback sneak or anything, just so you don't have to give possession up. But you've got to get the ball snapped.
Been a tough night for the Soul. And Clint Dozell told his team at the half, and everything that go wrong in the first half did, and still some things going wrong here in the second half. And Davila completes it, and Windsor makes the catch. He's gained a few on first down. For Arizona, he'd love to just take some time off the clock. But again, keep in mind, if they finish with identical records and their season series, each team wins once. If they're the top seeds, the team that has the point differential would host Arena Bowl 29. So while it's an 18-point game, frankly, if you're Philadelphia, somehow you want to make this a 6-point game.
You got to somehow. You got to continue. You got to go. You got to continue to fight.
Davila, and that's picked off. Belton, he's going to hand it over to Hollis. A crazy sequence of events. Flag comes in. It's going to be Philadelphia football. Last 4 plays, we've had 3 turnovers.
I'm trying to understand where Nick was throwing that football.
I mean, Nick doesn't throw many interceptions.
No,
this is 6th of the season.
That's a miss. That's a bad miss from a guy that doesn't make those kind of mistakes.
The result of the play is an interception by Philadelphia. After the play was over, personal foul, number 72, Arizona. 10-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. Philadelphia keeps the ball, first down.
Lots still at stake as we see Nick Davila throw the interception. Philadelphia's got some time, but they've got to be efficient. Monday at 8 Eastern on ABC. It's Game 7 of the NBA Finals back at Oracle Arena. LeBron and the Cavs trying to make history, becoming the first team ever down 3-1 in the finals to come back to win the title, while Steph Curry and the Warriors tried to avoid the loss and win back-to-back championships. Our coverage tips off with NBA Countdown at 7:30, and that can be seen streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Mill Avenue.
Going across the bridge over to Town Lake.
All right, Philadelphia. Got to make quick work here. Run the ball up the field, caught, touchdown sold.
Chris Duval, you're bringing a change of pace, a little more speed. And this might be an offsides on the defense. This might be an offsides on the defense. You see Philly.
Number 11, defense. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
We get Arkeith Brown on a hold and offsides on the defense. Hold on Arkeith Brown. They bring a change of pace, and Chris Duval, with his speed, he's able to beat Brown into the boundary on a go route.
Right, so they're going to go for 2 here. They're going to try to make it a 10-point game, and Dan Rodema just had to get his shoes back on. It's Coach Jones. He's holding Dan Rodema's shoe. Like, you got to get that back on, Dan. I appreciate the thought that he's just going to go ahead on a 2-point conversion and do it without a stinker, but
see the right there, it comes out. Or look, he didn't need it on the last touchdown. He's trying to just get after it, keep going. But Tribute takes a big bracing step and just pulled the shoe right off. Must not have him tied tight enough.
I don't know. I mean, Adam Smith weighs a lot. He can just slide that thing right off the foot.
That's good. He's a big boy. What are you saying? What are you saying about Adam?
2-point conversion. Rodema. Too much on the throw. Reynolds didn't have a chance. So the lead for Arizona is 67-55. We'll take one more look at the touchdown. Rodema loses his shoe, but not his accuracy. Duvall gets the touchdown. If you want access to every AFL game at once, there's only one place to go. Go to arenafootball.com and click AFL Live for online broadcasts from games around the AFL. So there are multiple things in play here. Philadelphia wants to win because they want to win. But they won by 7 at home. And point differential, if they finish with the same records and they both win their conferences, whoever wins the point differential would host the Arena Bowl. So Philadelphia can somehow lose by less than 7. The onside kick, and Arizona comes up with it, but that was a loose football. And Philadelphia had a great opportunity to secure that onside kick.
They did, and I'm going to tell you, Chase DeAdder gets absolutely crushed on this play. And this is what you want. You want your guys out in front to get out early. Good kick, everybody onside. Right there, Larico Stevenson. And Jeremy Richardson had it taken out of his hand. I mean, it was in his hands.
If he would have really went up and just grabbed it away, could have taken it away.
But he was waiting on it. But Larico put a shot.
And Nick Davila coming off that rare interception. Nick Davila, that ball's tipped twice. And into the hands of Bo Purify. Touchdown Rattlers.
I'm not sure what's going on, but we're seeing a little better coverage, a little more fight from the secondary of Philadelphia, and missed an opportunity right there to really ignite their bench. Because James Romaine is about to step in front of this and take it to the house. It gets tipped, and that kind of throws the timing off.
And James Romaine's like, if there wasn't tipped, I'm on my way. Did Kevin guy reach out and give him a little high
he
five
gave him a little dap. He saw the read. He jumped it.
Kevin Guy, former wide receiver, defensive back. He appreciates you guys making a read. It's easier when it works out for your team if he was running the other way.
He appreciates good play.
Mo Purify now, 4 catches, 51 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
It's tipped right there. And, I mean, inches. Joe Gooseby right there, almost gets both hands on it. Can't bring it down. And it's just been that kind of night for Philly.
Well, the one thing you love if you're a Philadelphia Soul fan is how much these guys care. I mean, you can just tell from the moment both teams got here, this game had a special feeling.
It did, a playoff feel.
Yep.
And we've been fortunate enough to cover a ton of Philadelphia games, and the franchise cares. I mean,
really
everybody
do.
top to bottom.
That's right.
They care.
They care. Let's go to Tina.
After that play, when Clint Dalzell came back to the bench, he was actually smiling and just shaking his head. Like, he said it to me at halftime. You know, if everything could go right for the Rattlers, it's going right for them. It's going wrong for us. Same thing with that tip play. And he literally wasn't screaming at his players. He was just going up to them. It's all right. It's all right. He just kept shaking his head, and pun intended on this, he just feels snake bitten, Ari.
Well played, Tim.
Listen.
Right play.
Absolutely. You throw over 900 touchdowns and over 45,000 yards. You've kind of seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You just kind of get it. You understand. And that's why Clint's not upset. He knows their team is still talented. They're still a really good team. Not able to get enough breaks up to this point.
No chance at a return here for Duval. The 74 points allowed by the Soul is the most they've given up this year. But keep in mind, 4 touchdowns for Arizona came off their defense or special teams.
Yeah, and the turnovers have really, you know, the bar ball, you give that one up, it happens in this game, but you can't. That's almost like losing a game to a good team and then letting the team next week beat you as well, because you come back and throw back-to-back picks for touchdowns. Devastating to your team at that time.
19-point lead for Arizona. Right ball. Reynolds is open. And Reynolds forced out of bounds near the 10-yard line.
And this is a great throw. 35-yard gain, but the throw down the seam between 2 defenders, Dan is really able to step into this throw and put some up on it. Big-time play for Philly.
And they're moving quickly. Still 20 on the play clock. Radabah! Makes the catch. Touchdown, Soul.
Blown coverage. Blown coverage.
Big contribution here late in the game.
Well, he's got to change the pace with his speed. He's going to come down and run the corner route. You expect this corner here to open and play it, but he doesn't. They pass him off. It's a sky coverage. And Jeremy Kellum sits. Miscommunication somewhere. And that always costs you in the secondary against a good quarterback.
Philadelphia 0 for 1 on 2-point conversions tonight. Radabah. Duval, he's in. He takes a big hit. It's an 11-point game.
2:06 to go, fourth quarter. It's the Rattlers 74.
And Arizona has got to make some things happen defensively. That's a great play call. Plenty space out in front. Keith Brown puts a big lick on Duval, but too late. And you had to know Philly was going to fight. It's just what they've done this year. This has been a really good team all year. They've had a couple games where they stumbled, but they continue to fight.
And it's also another great inspirational and learning tool for Coach Dalzell, because even if they don't find a way to win, with all that's gone wrong, they've shown they're right here on the road trying to give themselves a chance late in the game.
Late in the game, hostile environment. And listen, Dan Rademacher a couple years ago would not have been able to recover from the mistakes he made. He's recovered tonight and made some great plays, and it just shows you the maturation and how he's grown.
He's stronger mentally.
Oh, totally stronger mentally. And that's what gets you over the edge when you got that strong mind. And he's completely matured in that sense.
And they know, because they've beaten Arizona, it's no longer can we beat them, they already have beaten them. On a night where things have not gone their way, trying to give themselves a chance. Here comes another onside kick. Ball stays low, and Mo Purify, not fooled, goes to the ground.
If you're Philly, you want it. You want that to skip and pop up, but it didn't happen. Get a look at the numbers for the QBs and interceptions. Been key for both teams. I mean, when Arizona's trying to run away and add to that lead, there's been a lot of mistakes down the stretch.
You do not normally see these two elite quarterbacks combining for that many turnovers in a game.
But it just goes to show you we've got elite defense on the field as well.
DeAdder gets a block and a touchdown. Chase DeAdder, 11-yard touchdown reception, and he got great blocking.
Well designed.
Yeah, 14E for Chase DeAdder.
Well designed. You're going to give him space. You get a lead blocker in front. You see he's in the dead set right there. And Tracy Belton saw it. Should have attacked. Now that you got to take a gamble. They put up an 80 spot.
1 minute timing rules are now in effect.
They came in as the top scoring team in the AFL, just under 66 points per game. And one of the things that Kevin pointed out was he wasn't giving all the credit to the offense. He said his defense has scored so many touchdowns this season and special teams. And the offense gets credit when you look at the number one scoring team. But they've gotten points in a variety of ways tonight.
They have. And listen, they were ready to play. Both these teams are ready to play. Simple bar ball. It's not simple in any form or fashion. However, it changed the game early on.
Zendejas misses his third extra point of the game. The Arizona lead 80-63. Nick Davila finds DeAdder. Nick Davila's 7th touchdown of the game. Rattlers in front, 80-63. They came in tonight 8-3. Philadelphia 9-2. Philadelphia won the meeting in Philadelphia, 65-58. Arizona with a 17-point lead. Philadelphia has been trying to mount a comeback despite a ton of adversity throughout the game tonight. Rademacher, 26 of 40, 336 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Chris Duval made some plays tonight in the kicking game and catching the football, but he's wrapped up at the 5. KJ Morton, nice tackle. You do not want to miss the finale of OJ Made in America. Saturday at 9 Eastern on ESPN. The film moves past the trial to address OJ's life after the acquittal, including a new arrest and this time a conviction. Part 5 premieres Saturday on ESPN. You can also catch it streaming live or on demand on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app.
Look at their remaining schedules, and Arizona's got most of their games here in the Snake Pit, which is a tough place to play.
They don't leave the Pacific time zone the rest of the season.
But they've got Jacksonville, Orlando, and Cleveland coming in this building.
First of the half, 30 seconds in length.
Philadelphia uses the timeout. Instead was just talking about Arizona's future schedule. And there it is. at LA. Then everybody has a bye week for July 4th. Jacksonville at home, Orlando at home, Cleveland at home. So they know they can write their own ticket, because if they beat Orlando, they would have the tiebreaker if the score stays the same with Philadelphia. They could guarantee that if they win their conference and they make it to the Arena Bowl, it would happen right here.
It would be the number one seed.
Yep. And once the seeds are set, they're set. There's no reseeding after the quarterfinal round. Rodaba, the throw, DeVault, the catch at the 10. And again, Philadelphia used the timeout. And here is Philadelphia's remaining schedule. At Portland, that's a long trip. Versus Cleveland, that is a home game. At Tampa, we'll have that game for you right here on ESPN2. Then a bye. Then at Orlando, and that game is going to be a monster.
It's going to mean something at the end of the game. When you'd like to be resting some guys, when you'd like to rest a few guys, it's going to mean something.
Yep. Well, the reason Philadelphia will spend much of the rest of the season on the road is because the Democratic National Convention will take place in their home arena in Philadelphia. A pick! It's Buckner. His first game at Jack linebacker. They wanted him in there because of his length. And it took a long time for him to get his hands on the football, but he gets the interception. Now, hold on, there is a flag deep in the end zone. And Clint Dalzell is indicating to his team
it's no foul on the play. The result of the play is an interception. First down, Arizona.
Clint Dalzell thought the flag was going to be a Well, they've come up with turnovers tonight. And Benson, does he get past the line of scrimmage? If not, the clock stops, and he didn't. If the team is leading, you cannot take a knee in the Arena Football League. You have to gain forward progress of even just an inch.
Positive yards.
Stop because there's no positive yardage gained by the offense.
So go ahead and put this result in. So Philadelphia now 9-3. So Orlando jumps them. They're now the top seed for the moment in the American Conference. In the National Conference, Arizona now 9-3, and with Cleveland at 5-6. Arizona looking like they may get to stay right here at home throughout the playoffs. And this time, Davila gets forward progress. They do not need to run another play. Philadelphia elects not to use their final timeout. So, Sid Bonner, a Hall of Famer, what do you take away from tonight?
Arizona's poised to make another run. They're getting stronger. Everybody's getting healthy. And Philly is a fighting team, and I feel like they'll be there at the end as well. But this Arizona team is getting healthy at the right time.
This was a lot of fun. Great atmosphere, two great teams. Jalen and Jacoby is next. Keep it right here on the dial. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Big thanks to our entire crew here in Phoenix. On behalf of Sid Bonner and Tina Servasio, I'm Ari Wolf saying goodnight from Phoenix. Have a great weekend, everybody.